What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. For today's video, we're going to be doing a Blight segment. Blight, if you didn't know, is my very first P100. He is my favorite character in this game. I'm going to kind of be going through how I play him with my build and some gameplay. So let's get into it. As a P100 Blight with almost 2,000 hours on this character, I am very comfortable with using all aura reading on this character. So, my build, I love to run Lethal Pursuer, which allows you to see the survivors for the first 9 seconds of the game, and for an additional 2 seconds for all aura reading perks. For the next perk that we're going to be using is Barbecue and Chili. This allows you to see survivors 40 plus meters away after hooking a survivor. This gives you really good intel on where you should go next. And as Blight, that's very important, so you can move to the next chase as fast as possible. For the third perk, we're going to be using Nowhere to Hide. Personally, I think Nowhere to Hide is literally the strongest perk in the game. You always get value out of Nowhere to Hide, whether you're kicking a generator like you're supposed to be doing, slowing down those gens, and just getting aura reading off of that. It's literally my go-to perk on every build that I run. And for the final perk, I like to use Eruption. The reason I choose Eruption over every other gen regression perk is because on Blight, since you're moving around the map so fast, whenever you are in cooldown for your power, you stop and hit a gen, and you could stack these up on multiple generators. So as soon as you get that M2 lethal rush down, bam, you can pop as many gens as you want with that gen regression. For the add-ons, I like to use the Iridescent Blight tag. A lot of people don't like this because you only have 3 rushes, but the additional turn rate is very nice. It feels very strong. And I also like to use the Blighted Crow for that extra speed. Watch how this game goes. We're going to hop into some gameplay. I'm going to show you guys how I utilize Blight, control the map, and down survivors. Wow, we get Backwater Swamp. This is actually typically not a terrible map for Blight because of the open nature of the map. But there's a lot of places that the survivors can hide. So we're going to automatically use our lethal here. Actually, we're going to drop this and we're going to head right here. We know that the broken survivor using no mither is over here. So we're going to try to utilize and capitalize that. This is an easy smack, so we'll take that. Alright, looks like we're going to go Shack here. If we could get this Shack drop early, that's super huge. But if not, that's fine too. Runs into me. That is one counter that you can use against Blight. If you run directly into the Blight typically can get kind of just lost in the moment right there. And start swinging randomly. So when you are doing that in those close quarter situations, always make sure you take the extra bounce to line up the hit on the survivor, otherwise it could be really bad. We got some scratch marks right here behind us. We'll just go back and kick this gen for eruption value. There's also a survivor right here, so we'll go ahead and get some Nowhere to Hide value, kind of see where he's going, where he's planning on going. I'm gonna rush right here. Beautiful. If I didn't have the Blighted Crow right there, you're definitely not getting that hit, so that's why Blighted Crow comes in handy. They're also working on this gen so we could get more Nowhere to Hide value here. I'm gonna go downstairs. I believe it's not open over here, so what are you doing? They may have boil over. We're gonna find out right now. No boil over, just realized that there is no escape here at the bottom, so they just gave up. Get the hook here. They are working on this gen again. So let's go ahead and get some Nowhere to Hide value. Perfect. Easy down. Okay, so we got 2 downs in the same area here, which is actually super strong for us. It just depends how the survivors play into this, but yeah. And we get that barbecue value. That's beautiful. We go ahead and pre-swing around this. Okay, very nice. Let's go ahead and eat this pallet. Beautiful. Remember, always try to avoid the stun if you can. Survivors tend to wait for you to make a reaction. So if they realize that you don't make a reaction, then they typically drop the pallet to be safe. So you want to take as much time as you can to avoid those stuns. In that situation, he saw me respect last time, so he didn't respect it this time. Just rush over here, hit the tree, right back. Just go over. I fumbled that. I did fumble that. I did want to, I saw the other survivor go back, and it messed me up, but it's all good. We'll flick around here. Nice sound. Oh, there goes one. This is the only problem with being a good character. And just on Blight in general. We're going to flick this. Unfortunate, just a little short there. He doesn't mind game the tree, so he's just going to W key here. Easy hit. Okay, we're going to continue to chase here. We'll have 2 teammates on death hook. That's nice catch-up value. So as you guys can see, I'm continuing to put the foot on the gas for the pressure here. I'm not just letting up on the pressure. I'm continuing to, you know, use my barbecue and chili, my nowhere to hide, right? This is another down. This person's out of the game. That's the bot. But it's super, super, super important to just make sure that you're utilizing your pressure. On Blight, you can really snowball fast, but you can also control the tempo of the game. As you guys can see, as soon as I was able to control the tempo of the game at the start, I did so. We saw with barbecue and chili that someone's right here. We get the smack. Very nice. She had no clue we were coming. Nowhere to hide value. This is another down. Oh, she had us. She had light, chat. She had light. So well played. We'll go ahead and get this though. As soon as survivors know how to split that pressure between the generators, you got to be very, very careful. As I was snowballing all in that one section, she decided to start working on this main generator, which is really smart because now it's dividing the pressure. Unfortunately, it's too late for this team. They made too many mistakes early. So we're just going to drop here. Just going to double back. That spurt burst. Beautiful. You give up? Alright, Z Blues is out of here. Go ahead and get the suck. And we get the barbecue value. We just head right back. This person has also given up. So we're just going to go ahead and take this. And then we know the last one is top mid. So let's go ahead and take care of them as well. Alright, we don't get any barbecue value, which means they are within 40 meters of us. Is that underneath? Not sure where those scratch marks led to. Okay, so that last teammate gave up. So this one is going to be searching for the hatch here. So let's go back underneath here. On Backwater Swamp, the hatch typically spawns either on this side. Yes. She stayed here. It usually spawns on this side or Shack's side. She did drop the medkit. We'll let her go. Come on. But chat, that is how a P100 Blight controls the map pressure. Gets those quick downs. Remember, it is very, very important. If a team is playing together and playing altruistic, you can't play close against a Blight. You have to spread your pressure. You have to work on multiple gens. Their first error was working on these two generators together. Go ahead. GG's. GG's. Chat, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you guys want me to do next. And if you guys want a Blight tutorial. If y'all want a Blight tutorial on actually how to turn with Blight, kind of explaining the mechanics of Blight, let me know. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace!